Ain't gonna let segregation. Ain't gonna let no jailhouse. Ain't gonna let no Ku Klux Klan. You get it? It's all fake news. When we start marching, we'll sing the different verses, but for right now I'm just teaching this. Let's do this one more time, and I really want to hear your voices. Anybody sing?
Right now they're just singing a song about racism and segregation.
1, 2, 3.
Before they start the march.
Ain't gonna let louder. Get there. Let my turn me around. Gonna keep on walking, keep on talking, marching up to freedom land. I'm on my way to freedom land. I'm on my way. Oh Lord, I'm on my way.
What do we want? Freedom! What do we want it?
Now! We've got some difficult days ahead. But it really doesn't matter with me now, because I've been to the mountaintop. Like anybody, I would like to live a long life. Longevity has its place, but I'm not concerned about that now. I just want to do God's will, and He has allowed me to go up to the mountain. And I've looked over, and I've seen the promised land. I may not get there with you, but I want you to know tonight that we as a people will get to the promised land. So I'm happy tonight. I'm not worried about anything. I'm not fearing any man. Mine eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the Lord.
Satisfied, and we will not be satisfied until justice rolls down like waters and righteousness like a mighty stream. I have behold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. One day right there in Alabama, little black boys and black girls will be able to join hands with little white boys and white girls as sisters and brothers. I have a dream today. A dream that one day every valley shall be exalted, every hill and mountain shall be made low, the rough places will be made plain, and the crooked places will be made straight, and the glory of the Lord shall be revealed, and all flesh shall see it together. This is our hope. This is a faith that I go back to the South with. With this faith, we will be able to hew out of the mountain of despair a stone of hope. With this faith, we will be able to transform the jangling discords of our nation into a beautiful symphony of brotherhood. With this faith, we will be able to work together, to pray together, to struggle together, to go to jail together, to stand up for freedom together, knowing that we will be free one day. This will be the day. This will be the day when all of God's children be able to sing with new meaning, my country tears of thee. From every mountainside, let freedom ring, and if America is to be a great nation, this must become true. So let freedom ring. From the prodigious hilltops of the country, let freedom ring. From the mighty mountains of New York, let freedom ring from the heights of
Hello, I'm first one today, Lakes Youth March Center, Parks and Recreation's Youth Violence Prevention of Martin Luther King Jr. We are celebrating heroes whose work mirrored the same efforts made by Martin Luther King and made our communities a place where we want to be at. You will hear from Mr. Smith today, shortly, and then Mr. Sudokawa on Urban Peace Circle. But first, a few words on the park. The park is 15.2 acres, based on nominations from citizens like you, the Washington Black Heritage Society, and the Urban League of Greater Seattle. The central part of the lid we are standing on is named after former state legislator and city councilman Sam Smith. Sam Smith Park was dedicated in September of 1998. There's a play area for children, picnic tables, and a tennis court. The park includes Blue Jaws Pond, a detention pond that serves as one of Seattle's off-leash areas for dogs, and Urban Peace Circle, a sculpture by Seattle sculptor Jared Sudokawa. And now, I am very pleased to introduce Mr. Sam Smith.
Hello. Thank you for coming. I am truly honored to have it bear my name, Sam Smith. This park may bear my name, but it really is a testament to your commitment to keeping Seattle one of the best places to live. By conveying to your local government that green spaces are important to your well-being and the well-being of your community. I see many young faces in the crowd today. Since most of you were not born when I served as your state representative and as a member of Seattle City Council, you are wondering exactly, who is this Sam Smith? And what did he do to have this splendid parcel of land made into a park in his name? I am proud to say, I was elected to dream and reach for other people. Long before the accolades and successes, as Langston Hughes so movingly put into writing as a poem, my life was no crystal stair. My parents were no different from other American parents. They always dreamed of a better life for their children, but never, in their wildest dreams, did they know that their youngest child would live such a gratifying life with bountiful opportunities to serve others. After losing my bid for a 6th term as state representative, I went on to win a seat on the Seattle City Council and spent 24 years being your messenger, taking your concerns to City Hall. It was 1942 when I arrived in boot camp at the age of 20. My life was put on hold. I left a beautiful girl behind. And all my dreams were deferred. War can change the course of a life. I spent 2 years in the Philippine Islands and rose to the rank of warrant officer. When I returned to stateside, the Army sent me to Camp Jordan here in Seattle. The base is closed now, but the old-timers remember Camp Jordan, named for Buffalo soldier Gerald Jordan, who was awarded the Congressional Medal of Honor for his valor and bravery. The base existed south of Spokane Street between 1st and 2nd Avenue. The old-timers knew it as the 1st Avenue Camp. It was also known as the Negro Camp because it was during the time of segregation. The black soldiers were housed on one side of the street and the white soldiers on the other side. Camp Jordan served as an Army embarkation facility. More or less, it facilitated transporting troops to and from Fort Lawton and Fort Lewis to the ships for overseas duty until 1947. So I started to prepare for my discharge and checked out the colleges. Thanks to the GI Bill, I was able to fulfill my dream and get an education. After leaving the Army, Seattle seemed like a good place to settle down. Segregation remained an inescapable reality. Racism was pervasive all over the country. I was in its clutches in the military and in civilian life. Growing up in the South, I lived in a black and white world, but in Seattle, I soon discovered that racism and segregation engulfed all people of color. All the minority people were locked out of nearly every neighborhood in Seattle. We weren't welcome, and this also applied to people of all Asiatic persuasion.
Chinese, Filipino, Japanese, Latinos. Even some Jews were forced to live in the Central and International District. When I won the 37th district seat for the state of Seattle State House, I sponsored a bill to end discrimination. The CD and the International District were referred to as Chinatown back then, and it was Seattle's melting pot. The various races built their communities expressing their cultural and religious interests. We learned to work together because we were plagued by the same injustices. We all needed jobs, we all wanted to exercise our freedom and get a good education for our children.
Let freedom ring from the snow-capped Rockies of Colorado.